Season 4, Episode 6. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, of course, is my co-host, Joel.
Yo,
Joining us today for this episode, breaking down the greatest men's Mania match of all time, we got Josh, a.k.a. Dropkick Discussions. How you been, man? How's everything?
Everything's good, man. Good, really good. How are you
Glad to
guys?
hear. Glad to hear. Glad to have this discussion with you. Hey,
Yeah.
get it? Dropkick Discussions. Um, I'm sorry, but I've always been corny jokes.
it
So
happens. The puns
Nah,
are gonna
nah,
keep
it's cool.
coming throughout the
yeah,
episode. Don't
you're
worry.
gonna hear puns like every other
I
conversation
don't,
we have.
I don't mind the pun, man. It's all good.
So thank you again for coming on. I know
All
you
right, anytime.
chose the topic of the greatest WrestleMania match, and we just asked you this question too a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
But what was the reason for coming up with this one? Because we just did the women's one literally last episode. So what was the reason for this topic?
So,
Yeah.
honestly, it was one of the first matches I had in the top of my head. Um,
Okay.
the second one that I had, if this one was taken already, uh, it was gonna be like the best wrestling like era. So
Mm.
I was gonna I was gonna go with like 80s, 90s, 2000s, you know,
Yeah.
2020s.
That's actually
Um,
interesting.
but
Yeah.
and that's with all the companies that were around at the time. And obviously, it would take a long time to go by each wrestling company because as
Yeah.
time has
Break
progressed,
down everything. Yeah.
yeah. So it would have probably been like WWE, AEW, GCW, TNA, Ring of Honor, like could have
Oh,
just.
that would have been.
But
This is
Listen,
this.
there's always another time.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
We'll
So
keep that checked off for you next time you come back.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no man, best WrestleMania match of all time. I mean, it's always gonna be subjective.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna have their favorite match, and so it's gonna be a fun topic to talk
Of
about.
course. Of course. Of
Definitely.
course. Exactly. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we all got to say about these matches and who we choose. Because with this episode, with this show, things can go out of hand. We a match that
But
we may not be thinking of may go to the finals.
Yeah.
Joel, we could vouch me on that. We had
Oh,
so many episodes
1000%.
where like we don't even know like, oh, how did this one get to the final? That's crazy. But
There's a
we'll
lot of
see.
times it ends up that
Yeah.
way. It's like, whoa, we didn't think this was gonna be the finals.
Yeah. Exactly.
it'd
Exactly.
be
So this is
very easy to judge.
yeah. Exactly. We shall see when we get to the end here. What I don't want to say it's too easy, but we'll see.
Right.
But for those listening or watching on YouTube, I'm going to explain the concept of the show. We're going to break down each round matchup, giving our thoughts and opinions on which WrestleMania match was better than the other. Obviously, with our reasonings, and whichever match gets 2 or 3 votes between the three of us, move on to the next round, all the way to the finals. This is like what Josh you said. It's subjective. It's our opinion and our opinion only. So it's nothing. We're not basing it off of like 5-star matches or just personal favorites. Why we enjoyed it in X, Y, and Z. So yeah, it is really an opinion based show. Yeah, let's get that out of the way. Let's get right into breaking down the bracket. And Josh, I'm always bringing down up the guest first. So you're going to start off with us this one. In your opinion, which match was better between these two? Rock versus Austin at 17, or Shawn Michaels versus Taker #2 at 26, and why?
Oh man, I I I love all four competitors. They're all, you could say they're definitely top 10 or even top 5. Um, but I would have to go Rock and Austin here easily. I love Shawn Michaels. He's probably the best in ring wrestler of all time. You know, Taker is easily one of the best to ever do it. Um, but everyone continues to talk about Rock and Austin, and especially the hype video that was played. Limp Bizkit, My Way, like, and then to have that match, it was very interesting at the end. You know,
Yeah.
with Austin and McMahon shaking hands, which is, as a kid, I was like, "What, Steve? Like, what are you doing, dude?" Um,
What?
but man, Rock and Austin, that was such an amazing match. You know, So yeah, easy to choose Rock and Austin.
Okay. Good reasoning. Good reasoning. Joel, do you agree with him, or are you going to go with Taker versus Shawn Michaels?
Oh, 100%. I'm agreeing with him. It definitely goes to Rock and Austin. HBA Taker was a great match.
Yeah.
The second match was more of the drama based. First match was more wrestling based. We'll talk about that one later. So
Yeah.
I definitely have that one over the second one, and the Rock and Austin one, like nostalgia. That was my like first WrestleMania. You know what I mean? That was the first time that was the first storyline that I concept as a story, like actually following it and like, oh, it's not just. I used to just watch wrestling for the matches. That was like the first story that captivated me, which is crazy at such a young age. But yeah, come on, I'm a whore for Rock Wilson at 17. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna sweep this one and also agree with you too. It's more of the drama, like Josh said, about these two. It was I believe it was a no DQ match, right? Was it a no DQ match or was it?
Yes.
Did I make
Yeah.
that? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was no DQ. The story was perfect. You know, you had Rock coming back. Sorry, Steve Austin coming back, wanting the championship. It was more about like not just the obsession of it, but the legacy that these both had with one another.
Yeah.
And then the shock at the end where, you know, you had Austin pretty much, I wouldn't say aligning with Vince. It was just like, yeah, I'm on your side. I guess, yeah, aligning with Vince and turning heel, the guy that he was in, like pretty much going up against for years prior. Um, so it was like, how are you going to go from being the guy fighting against Vince? I guess it was if you can't beat him, join him, but didn't really wrestle Vince in a way.
Yeah.
Um, so it was more the story again. But Joel said if it were the other match, maybe this would have gone another way. But I feel like Rock and Austin had such a great story entering this, to where, like you said, people still talk about it to this day. It's a must see match, must talk about match, um, and it led to a trilogy. So, um, shout out to Rock and Austin, but that one's got
Yeah.
to sweep.
And
Um,
they have to have Rock and Austin as like a match. What was it for the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
the match. I forgot what it's called too, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the little statue. Yeah.
Yeah,
They definitely need one.
The head bust. Yeah.
yeah, because I'm surprised that wasn't even the first one they did. I'm surprised they didn't even go with that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Um,
But the way they make those head busts, man, it's honestly incredible.
yeah,
Right. It's so. Man, I need one for my room right now.
yeah, yeah. I'm need
detail
a
is
custom one from
insane.
dude. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Rock versus Austin at 17 moves on to the next round. Joel, I'm going to start off with you with this one. You got TLC number 2 at WrestleMania 17 going up against Shawn versus Brett, 60-minute Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12. Which one was your favorite and why?
Okay. As much as I love HBK and Brett, TLC 2 changed the game.
Mm,
TLC 2 changed everything about tag team wrestling and ladder matches. And again, if you talk to a lot of guys coming up right now, that match is one of the first matches they talk about of being inspiration.
mm-hmm.
Whether it's the Hardys, Edge of Christian, I guess Bubba and Devon, but shout out Devon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the TLC just changed the game, and I think it holds more weight than the HPK and Brett. Like, it was such a great match. I know a lot of people say that there wasn't a lot of action, but it was a lot more technical of a match. So if you appreciate those kind of matches, you could appreciate HBK versus Brett.
Mm.
But I have to go with TLC because I feel like it just changed everything for the future of wrestling.
Oh, okay. Okay, Josh, do you agree with him, or are you going to go with HBK versus Brett?
Two matches that I was torn on as I was writing this match down. I mean, I agree with Joel. I mean, TLC 2 was easily probably one of the best matches. HBK and Brett, was definitely more technical, they weren't trying to do finishers every 10, 15, 20 minutes to try and get, a win on each other. So that added to the drama of the match. Like, one of these guys gonna give up and whatnot. So it, man,
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
it is very a tough one, man. Gosh, I might go HBK and Brett.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
in the hot seat.
Already.
I love
Yeah.
it. But that's also a good choice.
Yeah,
That match is ridiculous.
It isn't.
Because, and I'm gonna add this, like, the style of wrestling today, like within WWE, I feel like wrestling is just not the same anymore. Like the drama of it, like, the politics of it. There's some guys that are able to do a 60-minute Iron Man match without having any pinfalls. Punk and Roman could do it probably. There's only a few people that can go that long without, pinning one another and just focusing on the match. Yeah. Sorry, TLC, but it's HBK and Brett for me.
I'm also going to apologize for the TLC 2 match because I'm also choosing HBK versus Brett. Because here's the thing, shout out to TLC 2 as well, because it's like
definitely. Yep.
That's also both of these matches influenced, obviously TLC influencing the tag team game. Like you said, Joel, a lot of tag teams today see like, yeah, I watched that match and those 3 tag teams inspired us today, X, Y, and Z. But I feel like also HBK versus Brett also influenced a couple different things, because I feel like during that time it was like they kind of started shifting away from like, the larger than life character, the like big dudes wrestling in the main event, the Hulk Hogan's, the Warriors. I mean, you had more of like the smaller technical guys in the ring, going at it. So you had those 2 guys just fighting for an hour. Again, like you said, Josh, it wasn't just finisher after finisher. It was just, you could tell the story that they hated each other. That was what they're trying to tell. And they kind of shifted away from the larger than life characters until, like, I mean, I'm not saying Shawn Michaels and Brett weren't, but you had the Hogans and all the bigger guys, and I think this match also shaped Shawn Michaels and who he was too. Because they found the trust in Shawn to be like, all right, this is going to be our guy too. And I feel like that redefined his career. But I guess you could say the same thing for TLC. It influenced Cage and Christian, Cage and Cope, Edge and Christian. I'll call them that now. Dudley's, Hardy's, you put those 2 tag teams on the map, and it's like, oh shit, these are the faces. But I feel like in terms of the in-ring wise, HBK versus Brett influenced long term. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to give it to them for that one. TLC was dope though. Like, you can't take away from that match, because that match was like, like, you wanted to, like, if the This Is Awesome chants were around at the time, I think they would chant that every second of that match. Maybe they could have given us, like, I feel like they would have milked it out a little bit now, but like, that match was still dope.
Yeah, they definitely would have milked it.
Yeah, they would have like, the next one is tomorrow. I'm like, no, wait, like, chill.
Just gonna keep having them.
Yeah, like, every PLE is gonna be like, yo, TLC 3, TLC 4, TLC. No,
yeah,
but,
super repetitive.
Yeah, but it's I'm glad both these matches happened, but I'm gonna have to go with HBK. I feel like, again, that match was for an hour long for them to be doing that. Thinking about that, watching the MJF and Danielson match happen a couple years ago, it's like that could happen. Like, what happened in that match can happen with anyone in an Iron Man match. It's like, holy shit, like, you guys gotta chill. But yeah, shout out to Brett and Shawn, because that match was like, holy shit. Brought the best in both of them. So I'm glad, that one was done. Shout out to TLC too.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it was a hard one for me to choose. But yeah, so HBK versus Brett in the Iron Man match does move on to the next round. Next matchup, we have The Rock versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18, going up against Hulk Hogan versus Warrior at WrestleMania 6. Um, I'm gonna start with this one, and I'm gonna choose Rock versus Hogan. I'm gonna set the tone here. It was funny because I was watching this the other day, and also I saw it on clips of people reacting to it on YouTube, and it's like I love like the two. This was like more of the once in a lifetime story. Like this was like John Cena versus The Rock before John Cena versus The Rock.
Right.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. That actually was once in a lifetime.
No.
At Mania. You know, you had the biggest star in the past versus the biggest star in the present, going at it 1-on-1. Was it the best in ring? Oh yeah, you can say it was, but I think it was more of like emotion that you felt coming into it. You saw the audience and like how they were engaged. Sorry, and you had the emotions of The Rock and Hogan themselves. Just like you could see like them selling the match, selling the audience. They were making the entire audience on their feet. After every move, after every taunt that they did, and they got the entire crowd like, "Holy shit, this is happening now!" And you know, it was a great story telling in the ring, um, which happens here and there, but not often anymore. So I feel like that match really had really big stakes to it. So I'm gonna go with Hogan versus Rock there. Um, Joel, which match would you choose between these two and why?
I'm gonna go with Hogan and Warrior. Just I think that match was awesome. I think the build around it was great. You had two. Listen, Rock and Hogan was awesome, right? You had the, like you said, the biggest guy from the past, biggest guy of the present. At that moment at WrestleMania 6, those were the two biggest guys in the company. The Intercontinental Champion, the up and coming Ultimate Warrior, and the World Champion Hogan, who Warrior had his eyes on. It was interesting that was the first time they had tried a face versus face at Mania, and it worked out of the making of the Ultimate Warrior. Now, after that, you make your own decisions about the Warrior, but that
Yeah.
night, that made the Ultimate Warrior who he was. Um, Rock and Hogan back and forth. The crowd was in it. It was awesome, but I don't think it made or broke anybody. I think Hogan make it like that. This made Warrior the guy of the company, which is crazy that Hogan was okay with stepping aside and letting Vince give that a chance. And I just think that was such a great moment in pro wrestling history, to be honest, because that was a big step for them to take of like kind of passing the torch for the first time and kind of seeing where it went. Again, Rock and Hogan, great match. The drama was amazing, but you could also say the same for Hogan and Warrior. Also, I kind of feel like I know where this is going. I couldn't let Hogan and Warrior go out.
We don't know.
With
We
zero.
don't know.
So we'll see what happens. I had a feeling, but we'll see what happens.
I don't know. Josh, are you agreeing with this feeling, or are you gonna go with Hogan versus Warrior?
I'm going Rock Hogan.
Hmm.
Growing up, Rock was my guy. I was a just huge fan, and I think I started watching wrestling around like 90, like a little bit towards the end of 98, early 99.
Okay.
And which is crazy because I was only like turning 3 or about to be 4, but yeah, The Rock was probably the biggest babyface at that point. Hogan was already made. Yeah, it's two popular guys, and Hogan Warrior was great for nostalgia too, and two legendary wrestlers. But Rock wasn't around as much eventually. Like he became like part-time because of movies and stuff. But it still meant a lot for wrestling. So I'm picking Rock Hogan.
Makes sense.
Definitely,
You're right,
that was a
Joel.
that was a
Yeah.
big moment. You see, I know feelings, man. I know feelings.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
let that match go
Yeah.
out like that. No shot.
Understood.
I mean, either way, I was
Understood.
gonna pick it. I just love that match.
Yeah. Yeah. True. But next matchup, we do have the Rated R Superstar Edge versus Mick Foley hardcore match at WrestleMania 22, going up against Bret Hart versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13. Joel, I'll let you start this one. Which one was your favorite between these two and why?
I mean, I don't think there's even a conversation. It's Brad and Austin. Brad and
Yeah.
Austin. Like, I love Edge and Foley. Great match. Like, exciting. It was awesome. Nothing touches Brad and Austin.
Yeah.
The double turn. It was just incredible.
Yeah. Josh, do you agree with him, or are you going to go with Edge and Foley?
I'm sticking with Bret and Austin. Austin made, and this is one of the things that he did, but when he was all bloodied in the face, that T-shirt definitely sold, and made more than $1 million.
Oh,
It was such a legendary moment. And I think some time ago we saw, I can't remember which match it was. It was probably a WWE match or AEW or something like that. But I remember some wrestler tried to recreate that same moment. I can't remember what it was.
I feel like I would remember this, but I'm starting to feel like I'm getting deja vu, but I forgot what match too. Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely a very recent match, like within the last few years. Now, Edge and Foley was great. I remember paying $60 to watch it.
Facts.
Like I was like, my jaw was dropped almost the entire match. Like I wouldn't want to be in that position. Foley did the same for Orton. And Foley did a bit for Edge too. But Bret and Austin, it's got that's the one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with both of you here. I'm going to give it to Bret versus Austin. Again, probably the best one on this list, but we shall see. I'm not going to jump the gun yet.
True. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But to me, it's the best one on this list. I love how, like, again, the storytelling during the match of Austin selling his leg. That was right after the injury. No, that was Rock where he got the knee brace, right? Or was that the match that started? Why am I like?
Very good question.
Because why would he be selling his leg now that I think about it? Because was it the injury?
Right.
Because that's all I remember from this is like he's selling his leg, but his storytelling was just, that's what I was trying to get to. His storytelling was just amazing with how much he sold the match.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna add that we see a lot of inspiration from Edge and Foley, and even Ed Foley and Orton, but Edge and Foley, we saw like a spot from this past AEW where I think Foley pushed I forgot who it was.
Stokely.
Stokely, yeah. So I was like, okay, we're getting a flaming table here. It's about time.
Yeah.
Both.
Spot, by the way.
Yeah. Both matches, are very I looked at as inspiration, but you're just not gonna say Edge and Foley before Bret and Austin.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially for the wrestlers that were growing up at that time. Like almost every wrestler remembers that. So
yeah, that's true.
They both have their own pieces of inspiration.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But again, Bret versus Austin just had memorable storytelling. It's really like a young Austin. You would think that like the longevity of his career after that was just nuts. Like this match has impacted his career and made him the star that he is. So, so it was just shout out to Bret versus Austin. I mean, I don't want to say too much because I don't know where it's going to go afterwards. But, That was a dope match. Shout out to Brett and Austin. Again, Ed versus Foley. Sick match to go back if you want to see a great hardcore match. But, you know, again, like Josh said, you're not going to put that match over Brett versus Austin.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to do that. But yeah, Brett versus Austin does move on to the next round. Next matchup, we have Undertaker versus Triple H at WrestleMania 27 in a WrestleMania 28 Hell in a Cell versus Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 7. Josh, I'm going to start off with you. Which match between these two was your favorite and why?
Gosh. So I feel like with a part of these matches has me being biased. Even though I've seen Savage and Warrior a few times, and obviously I wasn't born at that time, but over time I would watch it. I'm sorry, but I'm going Triple H and Taker. Just because like that match was just totally brutal. I couldn't imagine getting 20 chair shots to the back.
Yeah.
And then with Taker shaving his head for that one too. The ending or supposed ending of Shawn, hitting Undertaker with the Sweet Chin music into the pedigree. Like, yo, I literally like. Have you seen that meme where like you're playing a game, but then the animation you sit up?
Yeah.
That
When
was
you're playing 2K and then you're like, you gotta sit up. Yeah.
That was definitely me, man. Much respect to Savage Warrior though. Those two are again legends, and but partially being biased here, but Taker and Triple H for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Joel, do you agree with him? Or are we gonna go with Savage and Warrior?
Yeah, I agree with him. It's Taker and Triple H. Savage and Warrior, I look at it more of as a moment. Like, that's the moment where Miss Elizabeth returned. Like, I don't really think of that match. The match is a good match, though, but also I disqualified because it was supposed to be a retirement match. Whoever loses had to retire or had to leave WWE. No one left. No one retired. Because if you think about it, Savage fights for the world title the next year at Mania. What happens with this stipulation? I couldn't even tell you. I think everybody just forgot about it when him and Miss Elizabeth got together. They did the wedding, and then they started putting him in matches again. I think they were just like, you know what? I don't think anybody gives a fuck. Let's just do it. So I'm gonna just disqualify this match just off that. Great match, but Taker and Triple H, amazing.
I feel like based off like the supposed retirement, I feel like that would be such a 2026 thing to do.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Shout out Brock.
And I feel like, man, the Brock thing, like, I wasn't even, he's retiring. Oh, okay.
Like, you'll see him in the back of the week.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Like I was surprised that he did that in Mania, but I was like, okay, been fooled like twice before.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Exactly.
Much respect to Savage Warrior though.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, much respect. Because I'm also going to agree with both of you. I'm going to give it to Taker versus Triple H. Probably, I would say this is probably the best stipulation match in WrestleMania history. The emotion that, or at least definitely top two for me, because you had obviously the rematch from the previous year where Triple H couldn't beat the Undertaker. Then you had the two previous year where his tag partner couldn't do it. So the whole story of building up to can Triple H is his best friend, who was a special guest referee, can he help him out and like get the streak over with? So this match was just that plus like I guess like an end of an era because that was the last time they both faced off in the ring.
And honestly, they should have ended it right there.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
They technically had a tag match, the DX and I don't forget about that. Yeah. If you don't remember that
But
match
it
here,
should have
yeah,
ended here. He's right. It should have ended here. I
yeah, it
totally
should have
agree.
ended here. But the whole emotion was just like, can Shawn Michaels help his friend defeat the streak that he couldn't do as well? But the amount of kickouts, the amount of finishers, the weapons used, the audience engagement, there was so much that was added onto this match that, I think everyone, like you said, Josh, everyone's at the end of their seats, like, can this streak be over now?
Yeah.
And there were many chances where you thought it was. It was like, oh shit, he should have won there. But it was just such a great match, full of emotion, great storytelling. These three had great chemistry, and that shot at the end too. It was just like that was an iconic match. I
Yeah.
don't think that was just a great match from start to finish.
Yeah.
I just wish they would have used more of the cell, more like the outside
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
But it was still, it kept them all three engaged, locked in there. And it's like, this can be fair inside the ring. HBK was gonna take it straight at the middle. So yeah, I'm gonna take it with.
And to add to it, like Triple H was trying to get Shawn to tell Taker to quit. And I was just like, dude, like,
you're trying your best, but
he's trying, but he's saying no, and more chair shots. And the thud of the chair shots, man. It's just,
yeah,
poor back.
That was yeah.
What an error.
That was nuts. What an error that was. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Next matchup, we do have Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24. I believe Ramon versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10. Ladder match for the IC titles. I'll start this one off. I'm gonna go with Razor versus Shawn Michaels. This was obviously unifying both titles. I felt like this one it made the mid-card title very important during a time where it wasn't. From here and there, it was. You had, again, Ultimate Warrior being in a match against the world champion. We just talked about that. But to spotlight this championship match, just the IC title, it definitely exceeded expectations, being the first ladder match at Mania. I believe this was the first ladder match ever, right? This is the first ladder match ever. So they definitely made the hype worth it, to be like, all right, we got two guys fighting for the same thing for different reasons. I don't think a lot of people knew what was going to happen in a ladder match before then, because I'm assuming even now, when something new happens, you don't know what to expect. But then when it happens, like, all right, now I get it. But these two tore the house down. I mean, I feel like Shawn Michaels obviously puts over a great match, but obviously at the end, Razor just takes it over. And it really put a spotlight on not just these two competitors, but for the title itself. So, I mean, the retirement match was awesome. It really, the emotional moment of Shawn Michaels saying that he loves Ric Flair right before the super kick, that was a great moment. But, the match itself wasn't like, I know I don't bring up the 5-star matches, but like, I wouldn't put it anywhere near 5 stars. They were just there for the moment, and just the story. Yes, the story was great for that retirement run, but nothing else can come from it. So that's why I'm giving it to Razor versus Shawn Michaels. Josh, which one would you prefer and why?
I'm going with Razor and Shawn too. And it's another one of those matches where a lot of wrestlers were inspired by. Two of the best at that point. And man, like, when you look at the IC title, there has only been a few people that have, done some good things with it. Miz being one of them. Like, I think it was 20. I forgot what year it was, but it was around Raw. Was it Raw 30 or something like that? At Barclays.
He beat Roman. Yeah.
Yep.
Roman.
Yeah. Yep. And I was there for that.
That's fire. That's
Yeah.
right. That was a great
I-
moment.
Yeah. And at that point, I think Miz was like very hot with the IC
That
title.
was the two different matches at two different events, right? The two different shows. Was
Yeah.
that the one at Hammerstein and another one
Yep.
at
Yeah, that he
Yep.
that he went with the belt and showed up in Hammerstone.
Yeah.
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 Shout out to
Um,
Miz, man. Yeah, he was on fire at that point.
Yeah. And like with the IC title, man, like looking at it now in 2026, it's just, you know, I don't know what's going on, but you know, the IC title should be, should feel more prestigious. You know, there's people that have done good things with it, defended it. But man, Razor and Sean did a pretty good job of it. But
Yeah.
as far as Flair and Sean, I mean, like you said, Nick, it was a great moment. Sean telling Rick that he loves him, and it was a good match. Good ending to Flair's career until he came out of retirement. Almost died in the ring, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
again,
He just kept coming back and back. He just kept
yeah.
matches.
Yeah. So, hey, but all three guys are legends, and but Razor and Sean did a lot for wrestling as well.
Yeah, that is true. Joel, do you make it a clean sweep, or are you going to choose Flair and Shawn
Oh,
Michaels?
it's a clean sweep. I agree with both of you guys. Flair, Sean was just a good moment. It was a good end to a story. Razor and Sean tore the house down on a match that no one really knew what it was. Like, it was brand new. I think it would only happen in Canada. So and back then internet wasn't a big thing. So you're not seeing everything. You know what I mean? You don't have access to it.
Yeah.
So seeing that match, I guess for the first time, must have been insane because you don't know what's happening. And then Razor and Sean killed it, especially having just one ladder to work with and working around that, telling that story. The whole HBK coming back, I'm the real champion.
Yeah.
It was a real cool storyline to give mid-card title, which now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if there was ever a big IC title match before this one that had so much story around it. Because this was a year in the making, and this might have been, maybe I'm wrong, but this might have been maybe one of the first mid-card big stories at Mania.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think right now if there's any, but I think this is the first one that
I mean, we were
I
talking
know
about before was the Ultimate Warrior having the title and facing Hogan, but that was again, he wasn't defending it. He was just at the champion.
And then you had Steamboat and Savage, but that was also
not spotlighted.
I'm not
well.
sure if that was a year in the making though. You know, this was HBK leaves, he loses his smile. You know what I mean? There was things that happen and then comes back, and it's and then Razor, this solidified Razor as the star that he was.
Yeah.
That should have shown them he should be a future world champion. Never came because he ended up leaving, but this, I think, showed the company these are two guys that you can put your money behind, and they're gonna go far for you.
Yeah. And listen, all three guys are very cool. Flair's still a legend today. But you look back at at that time with Razor and Sean, these guys were cooler than cool, man.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Everyone wanted to be any one of these three guys, really. It's
everyone wanted to be Sean at that point.
Yeah, it's cool to be a bad guy. Everyone wanted to be Mr. WrestleMania, and then we want to be the swagger of Flair.
Yeah.
So it was just, damn, these are the guys he wanted to be. These are the guys he wanted to be.
Yeah.
But good match we make to the next round. Next matchup we have Shawn Michaels again versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 21. Going up against The Rock versus John Cena, Part 1 at WrestleMania 28. Once in a lifetime. Joel, I'm going to start with you with this one. Which match did you find was better in your opinion, and why?
HBK and Angle, 100%. I love the Rock Cena match. Love the drama. Love the once in a lifetime. Can't Cena get this big win? You know what I mean? The downfall of Cena. It was great. HBK and Angle, that was insane. I remember when they being young and hearing that match was happening at Mania and how excited I was for that match, and then the match actually delivering what you think it's gonna be, and it was two of maybe the best in-ring performers having one of the greatest matches on a Mania card. I gotta give it to HBK and Angle. Like I said, Rock and Cena was great. The drama was awesome. The story was dope. But just for this round, this one I'm going in ring. HBK and Angle had me on the edge of my seat.
Okay. Okay. I feel like I don't want to pull the card too early here, but I feel like I know where this is going as well. So I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna give
Okay.
Rock versus Cena number one here.
Okay.
Match wise, obviously HBK versus Shawn Michaels versus uh Angle was a lot better, went longer, but I think the storytelling of what and what happened afterwards, Rock versus Cena trying to get because did this match need to go a second time? No. But the story of it was still cool of like Cena trying to get like his swagger back. You know,
Yeah.
he lost to The Rock. You know, he kept on. I mean, he did beat Brock, but he felt like he was not in the right headspace. So he was trying to pretty much. It kind of felt like Shawn versus Taker. You know, after they faced the first time, I was like, all right, it's kind of like it's felt like a rinse and repeat kind of story.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like the build up to this also from 27 to 28 was like, yeah, I'm the biggest star of your generation versus the biggest star of my generation versus the biggest star of this generation. Um, it didn't need to last that long. They didn't need to have it announced the year before, but I think the whole hype around it, I remember being a kid feeling like, oh shit, The Rock is back. You know, we didn't expect him to come back to be the host of WrestleMania. I thought he was gone. Um, I didn't think this match would have happened. So I remember just feeling like that while I was watching wrestling at that time. Being like, this shit I didn't think was going to happen in a million years, and I'm glad we got this story. Because I think The Rock embarrassed Cena hands down on every single promo. Cena didn't win a single promo. And to be a big Cena fan growing up, I didn't think that was possible. But Cena just embarrassed him and gave him his own words on a silver platter. But yeah, you're not the best. And the downfall, kind of a downfall, led afterwards was just like, you made you feel bad for Cena. Then having come back and get the revenge the year after. Again, the match didn't need to happen, but um, it made you root for Cena. There was like a whole roller coaster of emotion. Like, do I root for Cena because I love The Rock? The Rock is back, and you feel bad for him, and then the more you feel bad for him, it's like, all right, now I'm going to root for him against The Rock, even though The Rock wasn't really a heel. So yeah, I just feel like the whole 2 year technically storyline was kind of worth it in a way for me. But yeah, I thought it was fun. Wrestling wise, HBK versus Angle, amazing. I just didn't want to see Rock versus Cena get the sweep. Long story short. Josh, now you're on the hot seat again.
See,
Which match was your favorite and why?
Gosh, man, this guy HBK keeps on,
he just keeps popping up.
Yeah,
yeah, like,
and it's not even over yet.
this guy must have been good. I mean, listen, I saw both these matches. Gosh, it's a very hard one. I mean, like you said, Nick, HBK and Angle was, one of the best matches ever. Could be top 5, could be top 2 to some people. Rock and Cena was one of those once in a lifetime matches, like, pun intended. Like, just like the animosity of Cena calling out The Rock of like, said, this is your company. This is, you love wrestling. Why'd you leave?
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I felt the way that Rock did go to Hollywood because, I felt like he could have been wrestling much more, much longer. Same with Austin too at that point, but oh man. I'll go HBK and Angle. But
Okay.
but by a close second,
Yeah.
you know.
Understood. Rightfully so. I knew that's where I was going. That's why I didn't want to give Rocky Cena the scoop. But yeah, good choice. HBK is killing it in his bracket.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to
And
you.
guess what? We're not even done with HBK yet because next matchup
It's
we
to
have Cody.
WrestleMania. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, going up against Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. I'm gonna start this one off because I know my answer to this. I'm gonna give it to Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. That's no question for me. One of the best WrestleMania matches I've ever seen live. No, I wasn't there, but like live on pay-per-view.
Mhm.
Um, Cody versus Roman was awesome. Obviously that match had me on a roller coaster of emotion. With everyone coming now, and it's like, will someone finally defeat Roman after 3 or 4 years? And it was awesome, amazing moments. But the Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker had everything you want in a 5-star wrestling match. The technical side of it, two of the best of their era, um, and then which ultimately led to Shawn Michaels wanting to get that revenge back and wanting to end that streak because he felt like he could do it. Um, if I made the comparison with the last round. It's like, oh, it kind of felt like the Rock versus Cena storyline felt exactly like Taker and Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels losing drove Shawn Michaels crazy to where he wanted to face Taker again. He entered the Rumble, lost that,
Yeah.
ruined his, made him lose a championship. He was willing to do anything. And it made you fired up for this match again to happen. To where Shawn was like, "Yeah, I'm putting my career on the line because I know I could beat you." Um, but yeah, this match was just insane. Like the camera spot. Shout out to the camera guy for not getting his cue right. Because that's what I feel like a lot of people get out of that match. It's like, oh yeah, the camera guy just ruined his spot. But but like I feel like it was just a great match from start to finish. A lot of people were on their feet for that one. A lot of people would recommend that to a non-wrestling fan today. It's one of those matches. Like to a non-wrestling fan, they would show them that, and it's like Cody versus Roman again. It's one of the best WrestleMania matches I would say since the pandemic, and probably the best match since 2020.
Yeah.
But there's so many matches I could put in front of Cody versus Roman.
Yeah.
I could probably make a whole separate list for that. But yeah, Shawn Michaels versus Taker was and I'm not knocking on either. I'm not saying that in a negative way for Cody and Roman. I love both of these guys,
Oh no,
but it's
not
just
at all.
Yeah.
Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels had great chemistry. Both of them were, I would say, Taker's Mr. WrestleMania. If there's a second, it would be Taker. But oh, why did I press it? Yeah, I don't know why I jumped the gun there, but yeah, that was my guess.
Listen, understandable.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels versus Taker. You got Joel, who wants to go next to this one? Because I didn't.
Joe, will go.
I'll go. I'm going HBK Taker. I mean, Nick kind of said it all. It was incredible. The story about it, them finally having that match. You have two, what were they? Both like 44, 45, and having the match of their career. Like both of them, it's insane. And again, shout out Cameraman. Like, hopefully he's doing good. Cody and Roman, it was awesome for what it was. For me, it was a little bit too much. Me and Nick have always talked about this. It was a little too much for me, but it was a fun match. The HBK Taker, man, one of the, if not the best Mania match of all time. In ring story, like all around. That's one of those matches. Like I know sometimes we'll be like, oh, the story was great, but the wrestling wasn't really there, or the wrestling was incredible, but there was no story. This one was just all around perfect, I feel, and yeah, it was insane.
Yeah. Josh, are you going to agree with? Is it going to be clean sweep or Cody versus Roman for you?
Gentleman sweep, man. Now, again, you both pretty much, said everything I was going to say. But man, when you look at the way wrestling is today, you kind of know everything that's going on, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Cody had lost the year before, which was, you know, you can say it was probably better than 40, just based off like the nostalgia of it. LA, Cody's.
Yeah.
I think that was his second or third Mania at that point.
Second back, yeah, because he returned
Second.
at 38 in Dallas.
Yeah, he returned at 38. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, okay. And with HBK and Taker, man, like as a kid growing up, I mean, you're not, on social media. You're
Yeah.
watching week by week. Like you're on WWE.com and stuff. Back then, but Twitter wasn't a thing. Instagram wasn't a thing. So just based off of nostalgia and the time that we were in. HBK and Taker, takes the dub on that one.
Okay. So HBK has been.
And let me just add this.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. WrestleMania 40 weekend is when I transitioned from, potentially talking about 3 sports, baseball, basketball, wrestling, and then transitioning to me being an only wrestling page. So,
Oh, nice.
there's some love for WrestleMania 40 because I was watching the Michael K show and they were live from WWE World, and I was like, "Yo, Philly's like just a few hours away. Like I should be there."
Yeah.
I get
So
that.
there's definitely some love for WrestleMania 40 for making me choose wrestling because talk about 3 sports is it's easy nowadays for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But knowing that I should have been there, WrestleMania 40 has some love, but with how wrestling is today, you kind of know everything that's going on. You kind of know like who's probably going to win. Like it's all it sucks today, but it's entertainment. But HBK and Taker,
Because I was gonna say Shawn Michaels in 4 of these matches in the last 8 that we have. So and we have Brett versus Austin versus and Brett. A lot of Austin and Brett's too. Takers, and we'll see who gets to the end because there's a lot of these matches. There's a reoccurring theme here that I'm noticing. And we'll see who makes it to the next round into the finals. But first matchup of the next round, we have The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 17, going up against Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12. Joel, I'm going to start with you with this one again. Which match did you think was your favorite and why?
Rock versus Austin. It's a very biased pick. But it's Rock and Austin. Again, I say in the praise of HBK and Brett, incredible match. A lot of people don't like that match. I actually love that match. I think it's a great match. I know I said this is the first round. A lot of people knock it because it was just one pinfall and extra time. Like a lot of people critique it a lot, but I love that match.
Yeah.
But Rock and Austin, I think, was just a different time. The era that was in, the Mania that was at, the story that was surrounding it. The whole thing that happened at the end with Austin and Vince, and just making it no disqualifications. Which is crazy now that I'm thinking about a lot of stipulations on this bracket, which is actually dope. I never noticed there was so many stipulation matches at Mania. But I'm going Rock and Austin. It's not super far ahead. It's like right there with HBK and Brett. But
Yeah.
That's that biasy that just raised it over.
Yeah, by the way, when I said before that I thought Taker versus HBK, Taker versus Triple H at 28 was the best stipulation match because no DQs technically it is a stipulation, but it happens more frequently.
Oh yeah.
So definitely. It's like I don't know if I would count that in my eyes as a stipulation anymore. It's just
now in 2001 a no disqualification match. Yeah. I mean they also did first blood matches. You know what I mean? That's not something we see now. So it was
exactly.
More, it meant more back then.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
we see it a lot lately.
exactly.
I
So
know
it's
what you
like
mean. I know what you mean. Yeah.
so yeah, it just felt like it just seemed like to me like a regular match. Like if
Yeah.
you see it more often. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. But Josh, in your opinion, The Rock versus Austin at WrestleMania 17, or we got HBK versus Brett at 12?
So I feel like our explanations for why one match is better than the other is kind of go down a bit as we get closer to the final round, because we've already went through the first
Yeah.
Yeah.
number of explanations.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Joel, man. All respect to HBK and Brett. But I was watching Rock and Austin. Rock was my guy, as I said. Yeah, Rock Austin. It does something to you as a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with both of you. I'm also give this one a clean sweep. I just feel like both of these guys together put on a great story.
And they were top
And
2 babyface at that time. So
true. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But I just feel like those two put on great. I mean, Shawn Michaels and Brett also had great chemistry with one another.
yeah,
Their
definitely.
Oh,
heated rivalry.
100%. Yeah.
But if you're just talking about single matches, Rock versus Austin at 17, a lot of shit happened. Shawn Michaels versus Brett was supposed to be 60 minutes, so obviously it's going to be longer. But if it wasn't an Iron Man match, would it? How good would it have been in a shorter match? If that makes sense. It still would have been amazing. I'm pretty sure. But in a shorter match, I think Rock versus Austin told a better story, and everything leading up to it and during and after was like, what did I just see? Um, and I felt the emotion really brought the best in fans. So I'm gonna give Rock versus Rock versus Austin. I said Rock almost said Rock versus Austin. Crazy. I caught myself. What? Rock versus
And
Austin.
I'm going to add that these 2 matches, were 2 of the very most affordable matches to go see.
Yes.
I'm still,
Yeah.
we've got to
Looking
point
back
that
at
out
it
for
now,
the
it's
first
like
round, but
the tickets
yeah.
to probably both these shows cost like more or less, not even half the amount of the price today.
Yeah,
So
like
it's like
me trying to go to MSG, tickets could be like 140, 150. I'm just like, no, I'll just stand outside and try and get pictures with the wrestlers and go home and watch it for free.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
cool with that. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And also, real quick, I want to bring this up too. HBK and Brett, I did love the story though. The story of like them building up Sean and Brett, like, I'm the technical guy. Can you
yeah,
last 60 minutes with me? And that was like the whole story. Can Sean do this? And then he got his trainer involved, and like it was a whole this thing. So
yeah,
I do want to give them love for that as well.
yeah, yeah.
We are
You gotta
kicking them
give
to
love.
the curb, but we are showing
Mm,
respect to them.
yeah, somebody should have given number one. No, I'm joking, I'm joking.
Well, that should have been you next. Sorry.
Yeah, we screwed Sean versus Brett.
Brett screwed Brett. It's
Yeah,
alright.
Brett screwed. uh, but next matchup, we do have The Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18 versus Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. Josh, we're going to start with you with this one. Which match was your favorite between these two and why?
Man,
This is a rough one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No pressure. No pressure.
yeah, like I said, I mean, it's objective. People are gonna comment,
Yeah.
"Oh, how'd you pick this over that?" I'm just like,
Yeah, you're going to get tons of those comments, but it's what it is. It's our opinion. Yeah.
yeah. I'll go Rock Hogan. Again, it's 2 of the top famous wrestlers at that point. Like we've gotten some dream matches at that point. And this one, guy is still wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Rock Hogan. But
Okay,
again,
Joel. Yeah.
all these other matches, even if we don't pick them, all the love to them.
Exactly. Joel, do you agree with him, or are we gonna go Brett versus Austin?
I'll go Brad and Austin. First because I believe it, but second I also want to put you in the hot seat. But Brad and Austin, I just love that match so much, and like just like Nick said in the first round with the selling of the knee, the weapons that they're using, the choking of Austin. You know what I mean? Like trying anything to make each other quit. Like they went to the lengths that they needed to end this match, and then also like Shamrock being a part of it, which was
Forget he was a
random.
part of
His
that. Yeah.
introduction, which fun fact, that's why Austin doesn't tap. Like tap outs weren't a thing yet, so that's why he just passes out. Shamrock is the one that brought tap outs to wrestling, and it happened after that Mania. So that's why he never, like, people always say he should have just tapped out. There was no tapping out. You had to actually say, I quit,
I quit.
which
Yeah.
is
Mm.
crazy. I found that out like a year ago, and I was like, it
Really?
blew my mind because I was like, wow, I never really thought about when did tap outs come into wrestling. Well, it's the
Yeah.
WWF. Um, but yeah, it just Brand Austin, man, I love that match. I love Rock and Hogan, but the Brand Austin in ring is just incredible
Ooh.
for me.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for putting me in the hot seat so early
I just
on.
needed to do that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
needed to.
But I want to go with I'm gonna go with Brock versus Hogan though. I feel like the electricity of that arena, going back and watching it and seeing how both these guys just like just had a lot of storytelling in the ring with their facial expressions, them selling the moves so well, the atmosphere. It was more of a technical styled match, but um, that's wrestling is about emotion. It's about storytelling, the crowd engagement. That's what makes wrestling so cool. Um, you know, again, Brett versus Austin was a great match and had the same kind of storytelling to it with Austin selling his knee. But this one felt more of like, hey, Hogan's gonna pass the torch to The Rock. Um, this is his passing the torch moment, even though he didn't stay that much longer.
Right.
It was still like that's what it felt like. All right, The Rock's the guy now.
Yeah.
That's a good example of it. That's a great example of a passing the torch moment because it was like, all right, this is it. And even the stare down in the beginning, you had them staring at each other for a bit, and everyone going crazy in the audience.
The camera flashes
It
were
made
amazing too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was just electrifying, as The Rock would say it.
Yeah.
So it was just a cool atmosphere that I wish that I were a part of. Um, you know, so yeah, I had to choose that one. I'm guessing you chose Brett versus Austin Jewel because you didn't want to get swept. That one didn't want to get swept.
Oh no, I
Oh,
believe that is the
yeah.
greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
No, it was. Yeah, I'm not saying it was a bad
1000%.
match. I'm probably gonna get heat for that one from fans watching that
Ah,
clip. But
it's
yeah,
Rock and Hogan.
it's
You
our
can't
opinion.
really
Yeah,
argue it.
yeah, it's our opinions. You can't just say that we're wrong. But yeah, Rock versus Hogan does make it to the next round. Next matchup we have Undertaker versus Triple H at WrestleMania 28 in Hell in a Cell versus Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Um, why am I getting a blank? WrestleMania 10 was not the 10. Um, what WrestleMania was that? Why am I
Yeah,
drawing
10.
a blank? Yeah,
Yeah,
10.
WrestleMania 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Master
Ladder
G,
match for the
baby.
IC title. Um, I'm gonna stick with my gut here because I feel like I don't want I'm gonna be biased here. I want to go with Taker versus Triple H in the Hell in a Cell. Um, I just loved that 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 from bell to bell. It was like the storytelling was just so great. Of like you knew Undertaker had a better chance of winning it, but you didn't think that streak was going to end. You
Yeah.
felt like it was. And that was probably the closest you'd ever seen it be that close.
Yeah.
Ever. Even Brock. Brock was a beast, more of a beast than Triple H, and people didn't think he was going to win it.
Yeah.
So the fact that it came that close, I've never felt that close to someone beating the streak ever. And I didn't really watch every single match, but you knew he was going to win after a certain point of what was it, like a certain streak number. People knew he was going to keep going for a bit. But it was just a great match, great storytelling. The icing on the cake with them three just standing at the top of the stage, just looking back, arm over shoulder with one another. Three legends, end of an era. What a way to, in our eyes, have that last match with one another with. You know, um, it was just perfect from start to finish. So I'm gonna choose Taker versus Triple H on that one. Joel, do you agree with me? Or we can go with Razor versus Shawn Michaels.
I'm going Razor HBK. Uh, I was over Triple H at this time. I'm gonna be biased. I was over Triple H at this time. I was like, okay, it was a cool match. It was I had fun watching it. I just think if I had, I'm gonna look at this list as if I had two matches in front of me and I would watch one over the other, and I'm definitely going with Razor and HBK.
Okay.
And also, I need to put my guy in the hot seat for a little bit.
Sorry,
I
Josh.
think
I don't
we know where it's
know.
going, but I needed to do it.
Do we, Josh? Where are you going with this, Josh? Where are you going with this, Josh, and why?
Gosh, Taker and Triple H was so dramatic. You know, you know, Razor HBK was great. Again, I feel like both guys, meaning Taker and Triple H, should have retired at that point. But you know, I'm going Razor and HBK.
Whoa!
But
I
again,
was wrong.
by a close second, man. By a close second.
Fair. I don't think there's no wrong answers here. There's no wrong answer. So that's a good pick. It's a good pick. Good pick.
Shaw Razor, man.
Sure.
I mean, Taker and Triple H, it was a great match. It was a
Yeah.
great match. I just,
was.
in my eyes, I just Razor HBK.
Yeah,
I would watch
like,
that one before the
Yeah,
Taker match.
that would make sense. I mean, I'm not. Yeah.
I know storylines are very important nowadays, and how fans feel
Yeah.
about them, and you know the nostalgia of it. But yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So you understand?
again, all these are tough.
Yeah, these are all tough, but that's why that's all of this show. It's unpredictable.
Yeah.
We don't know. We're almost at the final four. Last matchup of the second round. We have Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 22 versus Shawn Michaels against the Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. Joel, I'm gonna start off with you. Wait, did I start with you the last round, or did I start off?
No, you started off.
Do you want to start this one off, Joel?
I'll start off. I'll start off. Damn.
These are two good ones.
It's because HBK Taker, man. It's HBK Taker. But we're going with Kurt and HBK. We're going to go with Kurt and HBK. HBK Taker, one of the greatest matches of all time. But I would put this match of HBK and Angle against it. In ring 1000%. Couldn't tell you the story going into it. I believe it was just Raw versus SmackDown. I think it was just an interbrand match. I don't think there was really any story behind it. It was just like, why not? And everybody was like, yeah, why not?
And,
okay.
And I'm gonna say that, you know, I'm not sure if this is comparable to this match, but I remember Finn versus AJ. That one time, it was like that weird time when I think
it was supposed to be Bray, and then
I think Bray got COVID or something. No, it wasn't. It wasn't COVID. I think he just got sick or something. I can't remember what it was. But I remember they called AJ. They said, "Okay, you're replacing this guy."
Wait, was it not supposed to be Kurt in this match? Was that the story, or is this? It was just a.
Oh no! I'm just saying. In terms of like the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Joel said it was probably like Raw and SmackDown. They just decided to put these two together. Again, I'm the same way. I just saw the match. I got to go back and look at the story. But from what Joel said, and I'm just taking his word for it, I can kind of compare this to Finn and
yeah. Okay.
Finn and AJ, because it was almost like a one-off, but it was just as good. So
Yeah, but Josh, which match was your favorite between these two? What'd you say was better in your opinion? You're not in the
Both
hot
ma-
seat, so you can.
yeah, no, I know. Both matches are talked about. It's kind of hard to pick one over the other.
Yeah, yeah,
Because again, HBK's in it, of course. But oh man, I'll go HBK Angle. You know,
yeah,
I'll go HBK Angle. In like again, both matches were great. But yeah, again, all these are by a close second.
yeah. A lot of these good matches. It's tough to choose one.
Angle was that guy, man.
Yeah, he was.
And so
He
was
was.
HBK, so putting them together was smart. And real quick, I looked it up. The story was that Kurt Angle was just obsessed with beating, like needing to beat Michaels because he was superior in the ring. So that's what led to like Marty Jannetty coming back, and he like bullied Marty Jannetty a couple
Fair.
times.
Mm,
He did the
That's fair.
sexy Kurt thing. That's the
Yeah.
storyline. Okay.
Okay.
I had to look it up real quick.
Okay.
But they were on different brands, so that's why I thought it had to do with just brand match.
That's a good reason though to try and beat the person that is arguably the best in ring. Like
Mr. WrestleMania. I gotta
Yeah.
beat Mr. WrestleMania at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
then it's like, can Sean survive the technical style? Basically,
Yeah.
the same storyline with Brett. Can he
Yeah.
hang with the technical wrestler?
yeah, and Kurt was very intense, man.
Yes,
He was.
that
He
time.
was. He
Sean
was.
Kurt, man, what a guy.
Kurt's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them were good.
Yep.
I mean, that match is going on to the next round anyways, but I'm just going to give the one to the Taker versus Shaw match. I mean, you guys said everything for the HBK versus Angle one, but I feel like Taker and HBK definitely is up there in terms of matches. That one's like probably, again, for two guys in their 40s still going out like that as if they were like 20
Oh yeah.
years younger is nuts. I didn't realize that until you mentioned that before, Joel, and I was like, damn, these two guys went at it. So I give them even more credit for even putting that match on at their age. But yeah, nothing. Angle versus HBK, nothing's gonna top that, especially this Taker versus HBK match. But yeah, you guys pretty much said it all already in the last round. Yeah, so we have a final four. We got Rock versus Austin versus Rock versus Hogan.
Sheesh.
Two Rock matches. Which match of the Rocks to make it to the finals? Joel, I'm going to start with you again. Which match, in your opinion, was better between the two?
It's Rock and Austin. It's Rock. I feel like I've explained enough for Rock and Austin.
Yeah.
I've picked them for each round. I feel like I talked enough about this match. Like, I'm going Rock and Austin.
Low key, I'm going to agree with you here because I feel like I have nothing else to add beside it, and I'm going to choose them anyways because I've said a lot. We all said a lot about this match. So,
about both of these matches.
Yeah. Josh, do you agree with us, or are you going to go with Rock versus Hogan?
The silence is very loud.
Yeah.
We were waiting to see if Rock and Hogan was getting swept or not.
If only had music to play.
Because again, Austin and Rock and Austin and Hogan Rock. I mean, Hogan wasn't number 2 in the company at that point,
Yeah.
But he's still very, famous. Again, Rock Austin did something to me, man. So I'm taking Rock Austin.
Yeah. I mean, that's a legendary one, right? I mean, 3 clean sweeps from that match. Of course, that says a lot about the match itself.
I mean,
This guy Rock is jealous right now. He's trying to.
Yeah. Yeah. Next semifinal match, we got Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10 in the ladder match for the IC titles, going up against Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 22. Josh, I'll let you start this one off. Which one was your? You said the tone here. Which one favorite match was your favorite between the two, and why?
HBK and Angle added so much to the business at that point. I feel like it's talked about, a lot, even more today. Because I feel like that was one of the matches that set the standard for, I guess for, NXT, the black and gold era. Like that was the type of wrestling match you would probably see.
Yeah, that is true.
That's actually a great comparison.
Yeah, it was, black and gold was something else, but Razor and HBK also set the standard.
Yeah.
I'll go Razor HBK.
Ooh, okay.
I'll
Good
go
pick.
Razor. Yeah.
Good pick. Joel, are you gonna agree with him or are you gonna go with HBK and Angle?
Nick, you know what I gotta do to you. It's HBK and Angle, baby. It's HBK and Angle.
What did I do with you? Is it because I made fun of the Mets the other day? Is that why?
Listen. It
Oh, who's the
nothing to
Mets
do
fan
with
here?
that. I'm a
He
right
is.
here, baby.
He
Right
is.
here. Right here. Listen.
I see. I gotta.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan too. I'm a Yankees
Call
fan
me
too.
when Judge gets back. Damn. Listen, I love the Razor HBK match, but HBK Angle just, oh man, it's something else when you watch it. It's insane. Like I love the Razor HBK match. It's one of the greatest matches, one of the greatest ladder matches. Gotta go HBK Angle.
Oh, damn it, man. God, you know what?
There's no wrong answers, Nick.
Yeah,
There's no wrong
no
answers.
wrong.
I want to say it because of how good the match was. I'm just gonna go with HBK versus Angle. Both of them had significance in different ways, but I think from the start, from bell to bell, I don't think Angle versus HBK really missed. Two of the best technical wrestlers that we've seen during that time. Again, I like the comparison that you made with NXT. If that was an NXT style match, Razor versus HBK was a great match to have as a first, ladder match, and it really set the bar of like, oh, that was a good ladder match. Now I know how to compete in one and how to be better than the last one, etc. Oh man, but the HBK and Angle one was great, pure wrestling.
Yeah.
And it that Angle's last year, right? That was Angle's last year in the company, 06. 06.
Yeah.
So that really
Wasn't
One
he?
more match the next Mania. Him Orton and Ray.
Oh yes,
That was his last Mania.
Because he went to
2005.
TNA after that, right?
Yeah, after that he went to TNA, but this was like the start of the intense era.
Angle.
Yeah, the three.
Yeah, so why am I off?
That was of the beginning of the songs.
23 was 07, right?
Was
then because I thought Angle left in 2006.
No,
so how did he
21 was in 05. 21 was 05. 22 was 06.
Oh, why did I think this happened in 2022?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay, why would I think in 2020? It's 2021. I said the wrong year. I bet.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the wrong year.
Yeah, it's at WrestleMania 21. It's the Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first, yeah.
Hollywood.
Okay, I was thinking the wrong year the entire time. But yeah, finals we got Rock versus Austin at 13 versus Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle at 21. This is going to be interesting. Who wants to start first? I don't. You know what, Josh? You're a guest. Joel.
Let Josh do
it.
Let Josh do it.
Josh.
Let
Josh
I'll go.
do it. Gives me some time to think now.
Yeah.
Rock Austin.
Ooh, go with the gut. I love it.
Yeah.
Go with the gut.
Go with the gut. That's a good pick. Again, no wrong answers, Joel. No wrong answers. Who do you choose?
Me?
Yeah.
Nick, you know I have to do it to you. It's HBK Angle, baby. It's HBK Angle, baby.
Oh my god, man. Ah,
You just giving me the alley oop. You giving me the alley
I
oop.
should have just gone first. Um, I thought you would have gone with Rock versus Austin. I didn't think you would go with
As a
Shawn
great
Michaels.
man, I really wanted to put you in this hot seat, but I love HBK and Angle. Either one, I can't go wrong with. Either one,
Yep.
you can't
No.
go wrong with.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Rock versus Austin.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Again,
Good old
I
Austin.
guess some bell to bell. Again, both these were great matches. But I think The Rock versus Austin left a more of an impact to the business than Kurt versus Angle.
Nothing
Again,
touches it. I'm telling
yeah,
you,
nothing.
The Brett and Austin are close.
Yeah,
Cody and Roman is close, but this is the top of the top.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that pay-per-view, man, and like I'm always gonna
As a
say
whole.
pay-per-view. You know, sometimes we'll catch ourselves and say, oh no, PLE, but no, that pay-per-view. You know, TLC 2. You had the hardcore match. You had
Shout Raven.
you know
Oh, yeah.
Paul Heyman almost getting shot. You know, like you just,
Yeah. Oh my
Shayna
God.
and Vince.
Oh God.
What a card.
That's what a card. What a card. But shout out to Rock and Austin.
Bracket. What
Yeah,
a
man.
bracket. This was fun and tough at the same time.
This was definitely fun and tough. Shout out to Josh. Shout out Dropkick Discussions. Thank you for
Yes.
coming on and
Thank
doing
you.
the show
anytime,
with us.
anytime, man.
Where can people follow you on social medias? Plug in your stuff. Where can people find you?
Dropkick Discussions on Instagram, on Facebook, even though I just have it linked to my Instagram. Dropkick Discussions on TikTok as well, on YouTube as well. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely leave your socials in the description of the YouTube video, so people give him a follow, subscribe to him. Make sure you follow his content.
Show some
Thank
love,
you.
man.
Yeah, exactly. Show some love. Show some love to Dropkick Discussions. We had a great conversation, great time. Thank you again for coming on. This is
Thank you, man.
episode 6, season 4. Nick, Joel, and Dropkick Discussions, and we'll see you guys next time.
Gotcha.